Life can sometimes come in handy and some other times a handful. It really surprises me how life can in a moment be all sweetness and light, and then in split seconds can turn as sour as vinegar. Come on, don't look at me suspiciously. It's no longer novel that the race called life is hard, so hard that to some it has begun to lose its essence. Some have fallen by the wayside. Some have been too life-beaten they've become hardened by strokes. Some have had life snipped out of them. And while some, consumed in life's wrath, decided to run. And in running they opted for the get-out clause, deluding themselves to think that if they ended their lives they would end their sufferings, forgetting that suicide is only an escape route to eternal damnation. It's more like living a meaning hell for a maxi hell. It's in the light of this goings on I decided to tag my today's theme as When Life Happens to You. That struck a chord, right? I think it did. Have you ever found yourself in such a situation where you wished so desperately that your waking reality were only a nightmare? You practically pinched yourself hard over and over again, racked your brains for sanity, locked your eyes and locked your eyes, thinking that maybe by some stroke of luck the cork will pass over you, because your situation seemed so surreal, so bad to be true. But alas, it was a bitter truth staring at you in the face. Have you ever invested your time, energy, material resources, mental resources, your heart, even your innocence into that business venture, that relationship, that dream, that career, your daily endeavors? You gave them your very best. Even God can attest to it. But everything, despite your efforts, just came crumbling in smithereens. Have you ever witnessed the demise of a loved one? Where you prayed earnestly for a miracle, begged shamelessly for some sort of paranormal force to intervene. You threatened, you sobbed your heart out, you even mustered up a little faith expecting a sea change. But your situation just stuck hard like glue. Have you ever trusted in people? People that you thought were as safe as houses. You relied on them as your rock of Gibraltar. You literally entrusted to them the keys of your life, only for them to shatter your illusions about the world's trust. Are you finding yourself in that situation where it seems like the harder you try, the tougher things become? Are you? I could go on and on with scenarios, but life's intricacies abound. You may want to be in outright denial or in partial denial, but today I'm open enough to admit that life has happened to me in more ways than one. I remember 9 years ago, life dealt my family with a Sunday punch. For the first time in my life, I awakened to the realization of things. I used to be that girl that lived in La La Land until a single tragic event and my life became like Alice in Wonderland. It was a nightmare I wanted to wake up from. I couldn't come to terms with the fact that it was my reality. I couldn't come to terms with the fact that I lost my elder brother to a headache. It was like child's play. This was so when I sat at his feet. He was my secret hero. Like, even as a child, even as a teenager, I didn't need second sight to tell me that this guy was going to scale heights. He was very young, handsome, and promising. He was that child that every parent would be proud to call theirs. He was that star that the world never got to see. I said to myself, no, it's a taboo. Tito can't be dead. We are the only family he's got. He probably got pissed at us. He will come back to us. Oh, come on, he had aspirations. He had the wow factor in him. He just couldn't live like that. I looked at my mom. She was crying an ocean. I looked at my siblings. They were crying a river. I looked at my dad. Despite his self-possession, a single tear struggled out of his eye. The question was, who will console who? I searched for strength. I knew I needed to be strong. But in that moment, it seemed strength went a wall, absent without leave. I didn't know who I should lash out. Whether God, death, the devil, or some sympathizers that came with words like, take heart. He giveth, he taketh. Years down the line, I still lost feelings that he was going to come back to us. But at 9 years now, we get my Wakago. And to date, he never showed face. Guess he's never going to come back. Hard truth. Hard hard truth. There were some other times in my life where it seemed like my life was in throes. I looked at my left, I saw my woes. I looked at my right, I saw my folds. I had to cry to God for mercy because I knew that without His mercies, it would be the genesis of my nemesis. Guys, when I tell you that I've seen things, believe in me, I've seen things. But from all my experiences, I came out with lessons and I'm still learning. I found out that life happens to both the good and the bad, so there's really nothing personal. I also found out that the difference between a smiling face and a sad face is most times not in the fact that one has it more rosy than the other. The difference is just perspective, how you choose to see your problems. You know, at times in life we are privileged enough to choose our battles, while some other times our battles choose us. The question is, what then do you do when your battles choose you? What then do you do when life happens to you? Do you see it as the end of the road or merely a diversion? Do you accept it as your fate or just a mere test of your faith? Do you go drown yourself in misery, chivalry, thinking about your injury, your history, and aligning them with wizardry? Or do you go to the power source to go tap energy? Energy that will help you find your liberty and rescue you from being a liability. Life happens, so what? It's just a comma. And the last time I checked, the comma did not signal the death knell to a story. It's just a bend, just a twist, giving way to better stories. One of the things I found out about people is that they give up too quickly on themselves, even before their problems screw up the courage to beat up on them. Yes, you're pained, you're confused, you feel hopeless, unfortunate. Living to you may seem more like a penance without any need for continuance. Your situation may seem like the first of its kind. Your life may look as ugly as sin, when the only adjectives palpable are slack, back, dark, whack. Permit me to also add the word lack, but come on, show some fighting spirit. I'm as sure as eggs is eggs, that when God the Father was rehearsing with God the Son and the Spirit, and He said, let us make man in our own image and after our likeness, He did not have a coward in mind. Face your problems and stare them down. Though your battles may chill you, don't let them chill you. I want you to take a stand for yourself today. Stand down for your destiny. Stand down for your future. Stand down for your family. Stand up for that your marriage hitting the rocks. Stand up to your problems. Take a posture of finesse. Do it for you. You can't give up now. You must not give up. Who told you you're weak? Have you forgotten that His strength is made perfect in your weakness? Come on, show some fighting spirit now. You see this life, you either fight or you die. You either ride or you get ridden. You either swim or you sink. You either ship up or you get shipped out. My dear, choose the former, because in need there is greater gain. Life may be happening to you right now, but it's time to bounce back and happen to it. You know why? Because it's your life, and as such it's your territory. Say no to trespassers. Say no to being a crybaby. Say no to the blame game and take responsibility for your life. Say no to that bitterness that's been eating you up for years. I don't know the losses you have suffered in life, but from my experience, I know there are some losses that are irredeemable, like the loss of a loved one. Time may not completely erase the memories, but it can help heal the wounds. You just have to will yourself to live in the present and to live your best life. It's not going to be easy though, but not being easy isn't the room for failure. Not being easy isn't the room for impossibility. When life gets hard, hanging there even when letting go seems like the easier thing to do. Life may test your pain, but don't let it win your race. Life may intrude upon your space, but don't let it take your place. Life may piss you off, but don't let it steal your peace. Life may humble you, but come on, don't let it crumble you. Just so you know, you see this morning of yours will end, and the bright morning will come, oh yeah? It will come. It will come. Thank you guys for having a listen to me. Thank you for watching this video. If this video has blessed you, please don't forget to click on the red button to subscribe. Please don't forget to like, to comment, to share. Please share. Like, it's not everything that you get to hoard. If this message has really blessed you, please share to others. You never can tell. You could just, be helping someone out there, someone who is going through a fairy trial. Thank you once more again. I'll see you guys when I see you. And look, please don't forget to stay safe and stay. I don't know, I'm blabbing.